Hi, hello, welcome back. And welcome to the October Roundup. Aren't we just so excited? It has been a long old month. This is the first month this year that I felt really dragged. I felt that the year's gone way too quick otherwise, but this one has just dragged so long. It's fine. It's over. It's time to move into November. It's time to get festive, even though I do love autumn and I do love October and I do love Halloween and spooky season. I am ready for some comfort and some warmth and some Christmas. I know it's too early. It's too early to be saying Christmas, but regardless, we got to talk about October. We got to talk about last month because that's the point. Let's get straight into it. So, CDs, I haven't really been able to buy any. I pre-ordered one when obviously the pre-order came out, and that's the one that I've got. And I actually am absolutely obsessed with it and have not been able to stop listening to it. And that is The Great Impersonator by Halsey. This body of work is so, I don't know, powerful and personal and like so open and deep and all of that. Like it's just this amazing body of work, and I think it's one of the best things she's ever come out with. And this is her fifth album, she's had a lot come out and a lot of good stuff. I think all of her albums are really good albums, especially the times they came out in, but also a lot of them feel very timeless, like especially Manic. Manic feels very timeless to me. I love it. If I had to have a classics list, it would be in my classics because it's such a good album. The storytelling, the concept, the aesthetic, the colors, everything. It's amazing. And I love the transitional pieces, which is something that I've spoken about a million times before. But I love transitional pieces of music. And we have that again in The Great Impersonator with the Letters to God tracks. And those are some of my favorites because they're so raw, they're so out there, and they're playing on the decades thing, which I'm obsessed with that concept. And it's great. I love it. I love how deep it is, and I love how open she felt she could be, and I love that. And I love to hear little Ender's voice on some of the tracks, like I Believe in Magic. It's so cute hearing those two interact and all of it, and it's just adorable, and I love it. But it's a really, really good album, and it really hits me in places because obviously she's talking about this journey of grief over the illness that her body is experiencing, and over the grief that she might have to leave her son behind, and that life seems to be coming to an end, and it's so painful. And then to just be talking about how your body just doesn't work sometimes, and that's a really, really painful subject. And it's amazing that she's able to elaborate on it, and it's something that I have my own story with, and just being able to listen to somebody vocalize all of those really isolating feelings, I'd say, when it comes to health was really amazing. And I did cry on the plane because I listened to it for the first time whilst I was on the plane to Amsterdam, and it was a moment for me. It was a whole moment. But I'm really, really happy that she's come out with this, and it's great. It's really, really great, and I love the promotional work she did for it. The whole thing about the decades, and then doing those different covers. I really wanted the 70s one, but she didn't do the variants and CDs. But then her photo shoots that she did leading up to the album, she is a true artist. She's not just a singer. She's not just like a songwriter. She's not just that. She is an artist. It is amazing, and I love it. I love it. Okay? My most played CD, unfortunately, is not that one because it released near to the end of the month. But my most played CD is Rush, Are You Coming? Obviously, the deluxe version of the Rush album from Maneskin. Praise it, love it. My only issue with it, it's the wrong shape and wrong size, and it doesn't fit in my slidey CD contraption. It doesn't fit, okay, and it irritates me. But this is a great album. When it first came out, I think it was January of last year. Yeah, I think it was January of last year. Loved it. It was great. It was such a like a album. Yeah, like, you know, like proper feelings album, and I loved it, and it was so great, and I just died over it for months. And then I managed to get tickets to go see them in December, but then they came out with this version, the deluxe version, I think in the like mid part of the year. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Like the deluxe songs are some of my favorite songs on the album, like Valentine, Transverse, scratches. But then also The Driver and Off My Face and Honey, basically all of them are just vibes. They're absolute vibes. And they played every single one of them when I went to go see them with my mum. And it was great. That was an amazing concert. Like, it was the first time we'd ever been to Manchester. We went all the way up there, stayed the night. It was great. Like, the Manchester Arena is obviously such an impactful and powerful arena. If you don't know, it is the arena where the bombings took place. Not bombings. The Manchester Arena attack was there. And it's a very powerful place, and it holds a lot of value in the things that have changed now in concerts. And it was really amazing to go there, to feel it, to be there, and to see an amazing show. And their B stage, we were accidentally literally right in front of the B stage where we were sat, and it was amazing to have them come up there to do. I think they did Transverse, and I can't remember what else they did, but they also did a cover of, I think it's Sally, Don't Look Back in Anger by Oasis, and it was amazing. It was really great. I'm actually going back up to Manchester for the Short and Sweets tour with my mum for Sabrina. We're going to have a great time. That's in the new Co-op Live arena, which I'm kind of excited to go to. But regardless, this is an amazing album. I'm obsessed with it, and I love them as a band. Like, they're so good, you know? They're an amazing band, and I hope they make more music. Although the stuff that Damio, I believe that's how you say his name, the stuff that he's doing by himself is amazing as well. Like Silver Lines, I'm obsessed with that. I am. It's so good. It's so good. Spotify stats? Do you want to hear them? Because I do. My Spotify stats are a bit weird because obviously and the new album that came out, The Great Impersonators, only just entered the stats. But the overarching winner of Album of the Month is Found Heaven by Conan Gray. Unexpected, but I don't know what happened. At the beginning of the month, I went back to that album, became obsessed with it again, and then just didn't stop playing it. I feel like it might have an autumny vibe. The feeling. I don't know, because I don't think it's that classic autumn album like the way that Red is or Midnight. Midnight is an autumn album, okay? Folklore is like a Christmas album for me, a winter album, and Evermore is definitely an autumn album. Like those didn't enter the chat, and I don't know why, but Found Heaven did, and so did Harry Styles' first album. So those were the two albums I was on repeat listening to. Like nothing could change that. It was only those two, and it was fun because when the album first came out back in April, I think it was April. I was very apprehensive about it because it wasn't classic Conan Gray. It wasn't the ballads. It wasn't the heartfelt, I'm dying in love kind of like album, and that made me a little bit sad. But then I got into this album and I was like, 80s aesthetic, yes. I do love the whole vibe of like the colours and the photo shoots he did and the costuming for it. I wish I could have gone and seen him on tour. It is actually a very good album, I would say. I do think my favourite one of his albums is Super 8. I love Kid Crow as well, but I think Super 8 is my favourite because it has just got all of those hard-hitting songs, like the stab me in the heart kind of like songs. It's got those, and it's great. Most played song is then also off Found Heaven, and it's the winner. And I think that says a lot about the song because it's the end song, it's the album closer. And the way that I listen to music, I just listen all the way through. I don't necessarily pick out songs, but it's clear that that song has been picked out a few times when not listening to it all the way through. It's a great song. Again, it's a ballad, and we know that that catches me out and it eats me up. And like, I'm I'm a weakling for a ballad. I know, but that's all right because it's good. It's so good, and I love the imagery. He is a very image forward songwriter, and I love that. I love to be able to sit and to visualize an entire song, and he really did that with The Winner, and it's a great song. Yeah. Artist, you're gonna be surprised. It's not Conan Gray. It's Taylor Swift. She's back. She's back up there after Sabrina took her place last month. She's back. I think that's purely because she has so much music, and I'm always listening to something of hers, regardless of the feeling, regardless of the moment. Like there is a Taylor Swift album or Taylor Swift song for anything, and I think I'm just always pounding through her body of work, and I'm happy for it. Especially since Eras Tour is back, and I'm feeling it. I'm so happy to see the new Reputation bodysuit because Reputation is my favorite album, and it is gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. I feel like this jumper is giving the rainbow dress from the Rep promo a little bit. Yeah. I didn't go to the cinema at all. I'm disappointed in myself. You can be disappointed in me too. I didn't go to cinema at all. I have been ill. I have been traveling. I have been everywhere. I have not had time. I have also not had money to. There's so many things that I want to see next month. I mean, in November. So like, I am going to make it my mission to go as many times as I can. And I really wanted to go this month as well. There were some really good movies I wanted to see. I wanted to see The Apprentice with Sebastian Stan and his other movie that I can't remember the name of. I really wanted to see that as well. I also really wanted to see Lee, the one with Kate Winslet about the war photographer. And as much as I don't necessarily think Joker is the movie for me, I wanted to see the second one because I wanted to see how different it was from the first one because I have a feeling it would be completely different from the first one. But I didn't. So we'll just move on to my favourite movie that I watched. And that is Divergent. It's the time for those kinds of movies. It's the time for Divergent. It's the time for Twilight. It is the time for the Hunger Games. I think it's the nostalgia aspect and the fact that nostalgia is a very warm feeling and autumn needs warmth. So I will probably be watching Twilight and the Hunger Games in the coming weeks. I love Divergent. I love it. And, or Tobias Eaton. I'm 20 years old, guys. Honestly. I also did watch The Joker again because friends wanted to see it because the new one was coming out. And I was so apprehensive about it because when I first watched it, I was only 15. I went to go see it in the cinema. Everybody had a big hype about it. All of the boys had like this massive big, like, yeah. So I went with a couple of boys and I watched it. And I think I was too young to absorb it. It's also not my kind of movie, but I just didn't absorb it. And watching it again, I can absolutely appreciate that the filmmaking is amazing, the sound score is amazing, the editing is amazing, all of that is amazing, and it is so good and it's so well made. It's just not my kind of movie. So I can appreciate all of it, but I don't really necessarily like the movie. But I was happy to watch it again with friends. After I did watch Divergent, I did go on a Shailene Woodley kick and did go and watch Fault in Our Stars again. Classic, obviously, love it. I did watch Endings Beginnings again, and I hadn't watched that in a long time. Obviously, it came out in 2020, so it hasn't been out that long. But I haven't watched it in a while. When I did watch it again, I think I was quite young, and now I have a more complex understanding of film and of feelings and the complexity of adult relationships, and to watch it all play out and to watch that again, I think I like it a lot more when I did than I did the first time I watched it. So I'm really happy I went and watched that again. even though it was by happenstance. It's actually quite a good movie, and I know a lot of people might call it a trashy movie, because it's all about sex and it's all about broken relationships and all that kind of stuff. I actually think it's a really complex movie, and I would implore you to go watch it if you can. My favourite purchase this month is obvious if you catch up on the rest of my content, um, or know me personally. It is obviously, oh, microphone, my tattoo. She is 2 weeks old now, and she is fully healed, and she is beautiful. Look at her. I love her very much. I go to Cookie because they have the amazing Poppy. She is so lovely, and she is so good at what she does, and she's so 100% ready to work with you and collaborate with you and listen to all your opinions about everything. And she's great, and it's always a great experience sitting in the place, because it's a lovely place to sit. It's beautiful. There's so many amazing people working there, and it's always a really good vibe, and everybody always is like laughing and having a good time, and it's a really great environment to be in. And obviously Poppy is just amazing, so shout out mate, because this is so good. It is so good. My favorite moments, yeah, do you want to know about them? Of course you do. I think my most favourite moment is what happened earlier this week. I went back home. I went to Amsterdam for a couple of days to go see everybody, to check on everybody. And that was really lovely. Even though it was a very fleeting appearance, it was really lovely just to see everybody and to be in each other's company without there being an occasion. Because normally when we do see people, it's for occasions, it's for the summer holidays or my birthday or other people's birthdays or Christmas. And like, we never really just see each other. So this was really, really nice. And obviously we went because not everybody's very well. And that's like obviously a very heavy reason to go. But in the end, it just turned out to be quality time for everybody, which is really, really nice, and I think is really important. So it was really great to go, and I really loved it. I think just spending time with friends as well is also really important to me. I went out to lunch with two of my really, really good friends, and we were in Weatherspoons, obviously, and just to be sat with them, absolutely creasing and laughing and just having the time of our lives, and just knowing that we enjoy each other's company so much is like my favorite moments. And just to see them and to laugh with them is great. It's so great. And then obviously one of the best moments has to be getting my tattoo done, because that was a whole day. It was 3 hour session. It was really great. And afterwards, I met up with my friend and we went to our favorite dim sum place. Dim Sum is the name, and it's amazing. And I love the guy that works in there. He knows who we are now, which probably means that we go there too often. But I love that place. I love dumplings. I love all of it. And I'm really grateful for going to places to eat this month, I think, because I've gone to quite a few nice places, had some really, really nice food, tried sushi properly for the first time, ate some good cheesecake, drank some good cider, went to loads of different places. So food, going out for food is definitely always my favourite moment. Things I am looking forward to is my dad's birthday is this coming Thursday, and I'm really excited because we're going to go and eat at my place of work. I have not eaten any of the food there yet, and I'm really excited about it. He's excited. He didn't want to admit that he wanted to go eat at my work. I had to ask him because he was all a bit like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to do that because you work there." And I was like, "Do you want me just to book you in?" And he was like, "Yeah." So that's where we're going, and it's going to be really nice. It's going to be lovely. I actually have a lot going on in November, so I don't necessarily have a lot of things to be excited for and to be looking for. But I'm sure I will find moments to drink in life. It's time to start doing Christmas cards. It's time to start thinking about buying Christmas presents. So I'm sure I'm going to be very busy and having a great old little time. And maybe thinking about doing Vlogmas. Maybe, only maybe. And I would need to see if people actually want that. So a poll coming to you soon on Instagram, maybe. And if you don't know, this is my Instagram. If you made it this far, thank you. Thank you very much. And just thank you for watching my content in general if you watch the rest of it, because I love doing it. And I love doing this kind of stuff, and I love sitting down, and I love drinking in life, and I love talking about things and reflecting, and it's been really nice to do that recently. And yeah, so I'll see you guys either in the next video diaries or this one, depending on what you watch. So bye.
Well, I'm perfection when it comes to first impressions, but I romanticize and then I get to stressing.